We're going to make Italian cheese bread. So let's get started. First off, I'm actually using half of a pizza dough recipe that I make. In fact, I have a video on it, and I cut it in half. This is going to make a 1 9x9 square cheese bread, and I can make 2 out of one of my pizza dough recipes. So I put a little flour on my board, and I'm just going to push the dough out. You can see the dough is extremely light and fluffy. And then I'm just going to roll it out with a rolling pin to about 9x9. You want to try to get it as square as possible, but if it comes out a little round, it really doesn't make a difference. But try to make it square if possible. And you're going to make it anywhere from a ½ inch or a little bit thicker than a ½ inch will do it. And then you can square it off with your hands to make it a little bit more of a square, a 9x9. Now you're going to need a baking sheet, and you want to generously oil it. You don't want to use the spray oil. That's not going to be enough. I would suggest a vegetable oil. And then you're going to just place that dough onto your pan, and then you can actually then move it around a little bit if you want to square off those edges a little bit more. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to use anywhere from probably a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of olive oil with a pastry brush, and just brush the top with olive oil. Now once you do that, then you're going to need a little less than a ½ cup of butter melted, which I melted it in my microwave. And again, use your pastry brush and generously just paint that on the dough. You probably are going to have a little extra. I melted a ½ cup. So it really depends how large you make this. If you want your cheese bread to be a little thinner, make your square a little bit larger, and you'll probably use more of the butter up. Next, you're going to need at least a ½ cup of Parmesan cheese, or if you prefer Parmesan with Romano cheese, or really any type of cheese that you prefer. This is a grated cheese, and it's really easy. Just work it all over, placing it on the dough. Get the edges, try to put it on as even as possible. And this you want to be pretty generous of, because this is what's going to make it taste real cheesy. You're going to need garlic powder, and this is about 1 teaspoon. I like to just put it all in my hand, and then I just sprinkle it all over as even as possible onto the cheese bread. And lastly, about 1/8 of a teaspoon of onion powder. Now if you want to put a little bit more garlic powder or onion powder to your taste, of course, feel free. And you're going to bake this at 375, anywhere from, well, 20 minutes to even 30 minutes, depending on how your oven sets up. But I usually bake mine at 375. Now I went ahead and made some to show you what they look like when they're done. And here we go. It just came out of the oven, so it is hot, and we have our cheese bread. It comes out quite pretty on the bottom as well. This is quite hot, and you're going to need a knife or a pizza cutter, and what you want to do basically is just start cutting it down the center, and then cut those again, and another half, and then just cut it all the way down. And there you have it. You'll have 8 pieces of your Italian cheese bread made with pizza dough. The recipe will be below the video. Try the recipe. Hope you like it. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.